Hello, entrepreneurs. Joe DiChiara coming to you live from downtown Flushing, New York, once again for another amazing episode of Joe DiChiara Presents How to Win at Business. And if you're watching live, give me a hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay because it makes me feel good. And if you don't know who I am, like I said, my name is Joe DiChiara. I am a CPA. And I do a couple of things really, really well. Bookkeeping, I can organize anybody's small business. I can file any kind of tax return. I can answer tax notices and basically clean up any kind of tax situation that people have gotten themselves into. I'm coming across a lot of people that haven't filed in years, and I'm not talking like 2 or 3. I'm talking like 5, 6, 7 years of unfiled returns, and that's how people get into trouble. And what I'm finding is that okay, so if you own a business, you have legal requirements, obviously, and not filing, that there's a lot of things wrong with that. But what I'm running into are people that had been filing. All of a sudden, out of the blue, they owed a lot of money, and it turned out because their accountants messed up. I've seen 3 or 4 cases like this over the last 6 months. And so what happens is, the first year, you go from you getting a $5,000 refund, and then all of a sudden you have to pay $20,000 and you don't have it. And then the next year comes up and you still don't have it. And it just snowballs. So that's, in a nutshell, what I do. What I found is that the system is totally complicated. It is way too complicated. I mean, my mom didn't get her $600 stimulus check, so she asked me to help her. I mean, and after she had already spent a lot of time trying to figure it out herself. So I went on the IRS website, and I was confused. Because all the instructions took us back to a solution that wasn't going to work for her. She would have had to file a tax return, which I don't think she's filed a tax return in like 30 years because she's on disability. She doesn't file tax returns. So anyway, I figured it out. They had sent the money electronically, which is another mystery because we didn't request it to be sent electronically. She always just got a check. But they sent it to a bank account that she had closed like last year. It was kind of bizarre. But this is what we're up against now, folks. And I talked about this last night. The COVID has decimated all of the governments, federal, local, state. I don't care if it's the Social Security Administration. Hopefully things like Homeland Security are okay. But, things like the IRS answering notices in a timely fashion, that's not happening now. And like I said last night, if the IRS is not processing the responses to their letters, the system's breaking down, because what's happening is the IRS is just spitting out notices saying, oh, you didn't respond to our notice. But meanwhile, it's sitting either in the post office or on some IRS office somewhere. And it's not a good situation. So I'm focusing for the right now and the foreseeable future. I'm going to be focusing on how to not get caught in this tangled web, how to stay under the radar. And one of the things that I'm doing is I'll be having a 5-day challenge. Okay, we're going to be doing it on February 8th in my group. I know Haley Gray is helping us promote it, but I'm going to be covering a lot of stuff that people don't know can and will get them in trouble. And this is one of them, the new 1099 NEC. I've been talking about this because, this is another attempt at the IRS and the government. I shouldn't say the IRS, because the IRS is an agency. They just do what Congress tells them to do. Okay. So it's, I feel for the IRS employees. My aunt worked for them for like 25 years. And it's not an easy job, but they're given instructions. And their instructions were, listen, we want to identify independent contractors that forget that they got paid money. This has been an issue since I've started, and probably before, because the government in the past, it was hard, it was difficult for them to police this. Okay, no matter how much they asked for 1099s, businesses, it would go under the radar. There were no consequences. But now, thanks to technology, all those old systems, they're starting to talk to each other. Social Security is linking up with the IRS. The state departments of labor are hooking up with Social Security and disability and insurance companies, and they're sharing information. The funny thing is, my friend John Limbacher today was talking about big data. And what that is, it's like Google and Facebook, taking all of this data from, people clicking, and they're connecting the dots. And that's what the government is doing, folks. That's what they're doing. They're spending time and effort targeting the smallest of small businesses, the micro business, the sole proprietor. Okay, because history has shown that many millions of sole proprietors simply do not report their income. It's simple. They forget to report their income. So the government they need money. How are they going to cajole this? So they're going after the legit businesses and saying, listen, you're going to help us. You're going to help us do our job. And if you don't, well, you could get audited. So let's talk about what the real issues are here, because I believe that if you know what the issue is, you might have a chance at solving it or skirting it. The issue comes down to Social Security taxes. That's what they want. That's what they need. If you haven't heard, Social Security is in trouble. Okay, there's a mathematical actuarial problem with the Social Security fund. So where are they going to get the money? Well, if all of these sole proprietors suddenly remembered that they had to report their income, that would be a lot more in Social Security taxes. That's one. So we uncover the underground economy. That's been a goal of theirs forever. The second issue is even deeper, because the states want people to be employees, and so does the federal government. It's much easier to tax and control employees, and they don't have to worry about them forgetting to report income. And then the state and the federal are also getting unemployment insurance because employers have to pay unemployment insurance on employees. So that's what we're looking at here, folks. And one of the solutions is, unfortunately, I tell my clients, if you want to protect yourself, only deal with corporations if you can. Corporations, okay? Or believe it or not, if you hire somebody offshore, because they're beyond the reach of the IRS for the time being. For the time being. Okay, so I don't have to pay payroll taxes on. I have a couple of full-time VAs, and I'm not paying payroll taxes. Now, if they were in the States, I'm pretty sure I'm positive they would be considered employees, and I'd be paying a lot more money, which would make it my business model would collapse. So these are some of the things that are going on. And hi, Elizabeth. And it's my mission to teach people, to inform them about, this isn't just a form, folks. Okay, this is a red flag. This is like, okay, we never filed 1099s in the past. I think you better start, because the businesses that do not file 1099s are going to go into the Santa Claus list, the bad list. That's where you're going to go, because they're going to say, oh, they didn't hire any independent contractors. Okay. And they'll do an algorithm. The IRS has been doing algorithms way before Google, and they're going to put you're going to get a point. Okay. You don't want points. So one of the ways to avoid an audit, one of the ways to be stealth, is to give them what they're looking for. Give them the form. It's simple. It might cost you, 10, 15 bucks. I gave you, yesterday I showed you Patriot Software. Actually, it was 2 days ago. You can go to Gusto. There's all kinds of services that will file your 1099s electronically. Okay, I do it for some of my clients. Some of my clients do it themselves. It's really not that complicated. All you need is a W-9 form and the amount that you paid them. And that's it. The W-9 form is what you get when you hire them. Okay, if you're asking your independent contractors for W-9 forms now, you got until Monday to get them in there. So that's my story. I'm sticking with it. Elizabeth, if you could do me a big favor and post the link to our event. I keep forgetting. I'm actually busy doing tax returns now, so that's a good thing. So that's my story. Over and out. Thank you, Elizabeth. You're doing a great job. Can't wait for our team meeting tonight. All right, over and out, people. God bless. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you.